Hi, gang, it's Patrick.
And Adam.
Coming up on today's episode, we discuss Hollywood Studios' new logo, and we announce our first listener giveaway of the new year. We chat about the latest Disney news, and we list our Fab Five songs from Disney animated movies. As always, we close out the show with some quick D. All that and more on today's episode of Gays Do the D.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Hello and Happy New Year, Adam.
Happy New Year, Patrick.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm splendid. Thank you so much for asking. How was your New Year?
Well, as you know, we spent it together.
We sure did.
Just hugging and crying, hunkering down with some cheese and some champagne.
It's true.
No, we were at a lovely house party.
We were.
Our friends Tom and Chris hosted us.
Hi.
Hi, Tom and Chris.
They don't listen.
They don't.
No, they were very gracious to host us and our obnoxious selves, right?
Are we obnoxious?
No.
How was your New Year's Day? That's a better question. How was your head?
Do you mean because I fell? I don't understand.
I mean, because we had some cocktails.
Several.
Yeah.
Several cocktails.
Yeah.
And then some more cocktails.
And then just a few more cocktails.
And a handful of cookies.
That's right.
Just to wash down the cocktails with some cookies. No, it was good. It was a beautiful morning here in Minnesota. It's been warming up strangely.
I know. It's a whole 40 degrees today.
It's true. It's toasty outside. I meditated.
Oh, good.
Day one.
Good for you.
Out the gate, meditation.
Great.
How are your resolutions going?
I've lost half a pound since Tuesday.
So sensible.
That's a Norma Desmond line from Sunset Boulevard. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Good.
I've been going to the gym. I've been eating better.
Mm-hmm.
There was one setback. I'm back on the road to health.
Only carrots and water from here on out.
That's right. Dexatrim and cigarettes.
I can't endorse that, but check in with me once in a while if that's what you're going to do.
Okay.
Just for health reasons. I know some people are probably doing their New Year's resolution this coming week for the Run Disney event.
That's right.
A fitness resolution, I suppose.
The Walt Disney World Marathon weekend is coming up.
That's right. It kicks off on the 9th with the expo opening, and then the runs start on the 10th with the 5K.
My runs have been just consistent.
I knew you were going to do it. I knew you were going there. I opened the door for you.
I went crass. Sorry, everybody.
No, but good luck to all you runners out there. Send us some pictures, hashtag us, at us, whatever you need to do. I want to see your photos. I'm jealous that you're doing it. Hopefully I'll do it next year.
That's right. Good luck, runners, and thank you to all the supporters who are going down, too, to cheer on the runners.
It's so helpful when they do that.
I bet, yeah.
I've never had anyone do it for me.
Someday, Patrick.
Well, I need to get some friends.
Yeah. Work on that first.
That's my New Year's resolution.
There's your resolution.
Find someone who likes me. No, good luck, everybody. We wish you the best run you've had in your life.
I wish you swift, muscular, hairy legs, and
for all you men out there.
And Patrick, our trip is coming up.
It sure is.
As of this episode release date, we're going to be 11 days out from our Walt Disney World
I have to start packing.
I actually attempted to make some changes to my August trip this week.
You did?
And I attempted to do it on the day that free dining was released, Patrick.
Oh, I see a disaster coming.
I was on hold with Disney for 2 hours and 4 minutes.
I'm sure you were.
Because the website crashed.
Yeah,
because
it did.
So many people were trying to get free dining, and I can't blame them.
I feel like it happens every single year.
Disney needs a new website.
Disney might need a new website, or just some extra hands on deck when they release the free dining, because people go bonkers for the free dining.
And they pushed it earlier this year, so now it's happening in the summer as opposed to fall and kind of through Thanksgiving.
Interesting. I wonder why they're doing that.
My guess is maybe it might have something to do with Galaxy's Edge opening up.
Of course it does. They want to get people in there sooner, so they're not all waiting for one explosive trip in the fall.
Yep.
Smart. But get those servers up and running, Disney. Is it free dining now, or are they trending more toward discounted dining packages?
This is free dining.
It is, okay.
This might be the last free dining. I mean, I just am making an assumption here.
Yeah.
Because once Galaxy's Edge opens, I think they'll have no problem getting guests in the park at any
That's
time.
Fair. Yeah, that's fair.
So I think this is kind of like the last hurrah. My prediction, anyway. This is the last hurrah of free dining in Walt Disney World.
Did you snag a free dining package?
I didn't, because we're only going down for 4 days, and I think you need to have a 5-day package or more to get the free dining.
Sure.
It was offered at Coronado Springs, which is where we're staying, but we aren't staying there long enough to get the free dining.
Gotcha. No, I would have booked an extra day just to get that free dining.
Sure. The good news is that I did get a room discount, which they're also offering.
Oh,
up
that's
to
nice.
30% off at certain resorts.
Ooh.
And so I was able to talk to a very lovely cast member who was able to assist me in getting that 30% off after I'd already made the reservation, which they're always so good about.
Yeah.
You know, once they release a deal after you've already made a reservation, going back and making that change for you.
Yeah, that's a good tip. A lot of people think that they're locked into their price, but that's simply not true. You can always take advantage.
At least try, right?
Absolutely. Why not?
And fresh on the heels of the new year, Patrick.
Yas.
Disney World, specifically Disney Hollywood Studios last week, released their new logo promoting the 30th anniversary for the studios.
They sure did. It's super cute. I like it a lot, actually. What do you think?
I like it. They made an interesting choice with it. It's not necessarily celebrating 30 years so much as looking towards the future and kind of celebrating what's to come, right? Because it features Mickey and Minnie as they're going to appear in Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which is the ride that is going to be replacing the Great Movie Ride in the Chinese Theater at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Absolutely. I love that Mickey and Minnie are getting sort of a re-emergence or a refresh in the parks. They've been kind of on the back burner for a while and not front and center like they should be, in my opinion. So I like to see that.
Well, we're going to be celebrating them a lot this year, both in Walt Disney World and in Disneyland.
That's true. I'm going to Mouska dance with them so much.
So hard. Just party so hard. I posted the new logo to our Instagram account at GDTD Podcast and to our Twitter account, also at GDTD Podcast.
Yes.
And people had some things to say about the logo.
I'm sure they did.
Oh, Paulo 88, Joey Verhoogd.
Ooh.
Sorry if I mispronounced that, Joey. Jojo Clark, Dreeby73, David.Wait.5688. They all said they liked the logo.
Good.
They were into it.
I'm with them.
And for those of you that haven't seen it, it's basically the existing Hollywood Studios logo with a giant 30 years next to it, and Mickey and Minnie are popping through the 0 and the 30.
It's cute. I wonder what they're going to do the following year, how they're going to get rid of the 30.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Patrick, because Tonda Will on our Instagram said, I'm hoping that the releasing of a new logo means they've dropped the idea of changing the park's name.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And to which I responded, well, at least for the year, right? Because we don't know what they're going to do after this, but at least for this next year, it's still Disney Hollywood Studios.
I think it should stay that. I mean, that's kind of the direction they're going with these new lands. It's a movie park, so why not just keep it Hollywood Studios?
Right. And Lee Strom said, guess they chose to celebrate the future and not the past, which you've kind of already commented on.
I love it.
Regardless of your thoughts on the logo, it's a very exciting time for the studios. Their 30th anniversary, which officially occurs May 1st, 2019. And they're rolling out a whole bunch of new stuff to celebrate that anniversary.
Kind of all year long.
Yeah.
Lots of rollouts. The Incredibles Pixar place.
Yep.
Love that. I'm excited about that.
Yep.
Of course, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yes, that's
Am I saying that right?
Yep, you are.
Doesn't roll off the tongue as easily as I wanted it to. And then, of course, Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, so it'll be an exciting time to visit that park for sure. Sticking around in social media, Patrick, we have some shout-outs this week.
Hooray!
Adam_Josh_B reached out to us.
Okay.
They are gay dads with a gay teen, a hound dog, not a gay hound dog, apparently.
You don't know.
And a house full of vintage crap. They heard us mention that we were attending Gay Days in Anaheim this year.
Oh, okay.
And they said they attended Gay Days in Anaheim last year and had a blast.
Oh, good.
And their favorite part was participating in the scavenger hunt, which is one of the events you can do over the course of the weekend.
That sounds super fun.
Their team name was the Evil Queens.
Of course it was.
And they had t-shirts to match.
I like that.
And Patrick, they got third place.
Whoa.
The prize was a giant box of swag, so they highly recommend doing the scavenger hunt.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Now, third out of 2 teams?
Oh, Patrick, I'm sure it was so many teams.
Yeah.
Just so many that said they ran their butts off.
Oh.
To get third place.
A good way to stay in shape.
That's right.
During Gay Days.
And FD Burton reached out to us and gave us a very sweet compliment. He's been a lifelong Disney fan, but 2018 was the first time he visited Walt Disney World.
Oh, wow. What a great celebration.
So welcome to the Parks Fanatics, FD Burton.
And thanks for listening, of course.
Oh, and that too.
Just a little shout out for us. Moving on, Adam, you know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for our very first giveaway of the new year.
That's exciting.
It's very exciting. We have a very cool, a very hip Pun intended.
Wait, where are you going with this?
I'll tell you, it's a Star Wars R2-D2 hip pack.
Get right out of here.
I will not. It is adult size. Loungefly makes it, and it's adorable.
Now, wait a minute. A hip pack.
Mm-hmm.
We here in the States call them fanny packs,
We
don't
sure
we?
do. We sure do. Just
And
like we say gray duck instead of goose.
You're talking about Duck Duck Goose?
Mm-hmm. No, it's duck, duck, gray duck. I will slap you.
No,
I will
Patrick.
slap you.
You know what? Everybody listening out there, please reach out to us on social media because Patrick thinks it's Duck Duck Gray Duck.
Because it is.
And it's clearly Duck Duck Goose.
I'm going to wear my fanny pack and play duck, duck, gray duck all day long.
At least you'll be looking super cute in that fanny pack.
Fair.
That R2-D2 fanny pack or hip pack. It's called a hip. They're calling it a hip pack, right?
They're calling it a hip pack
Okay.
because it sits on your hip and you'll look extra hip while you wear it. Of course, we'll post a picture of it on our Instagram along with instructions of how you can win. We'll tell you right now that you can follow us on Instagram. That's step 1.
At GDTD Podcast.
Thank you so much. And then on the post, tag 3 of your Disney-loving friends. That's step 2. And now, a very exciting plus we're adding with this giveaway. If you want an extra entry into the giveaway, you can repost our post and tag us in it on your Instagram feed.
I think I'm following.
Hopefully I haven't lost anyone with those instructions. It's actually pretty simple.
Yeah, it's just reposting a post.
Exactly. And like I said, we will have all of those instructions in our post once we put it up on our feed.
How many more times can we say post?
Post. Marky Post might.
That is a reference to
Like
Night
our-
Court, people. Patrick, you went way back for that one.
I'm real old. It's time to tell the truth. I'm very old.
Regardless, we wish you all the best of luck. You're going to look super cute with your R2-D2 hip and or fanny pack walking into Galaxy's Edge this year.
Playing Duck Duck Gray Duck.
Oh, Patrick.
What?
It's not a thing. It's Goose.
Stop trying to make Gray Duck work. It's never going to work. It's a little Mean Girls reference.
So we've gone from Night Court to Mean Girls.
I'm trendy. I'm real trendy.
You're so on trend, in fact, that you are aware of what's trending.
True story.
And by that, I mean what's trending in the news.
Oh, I like where you're going with this.
And by that, I mean we should talk about the news.
Immediately. On our last episode, we announced the 2019 gift that you get with a gold membership for D23. And pretty much the next day, D23 announced that they were going to, for the first time ever, increase their prices. I know, we're starting out with a little bit of a bummer, but apparently you get a lot more out of a membership, is what they're saying. There's more experiences to have.
Really?
There's more locations for some of the experiences. So maybe it'll even out.
Okay, give me the details. What was the membership before?
Good question. So a gold membership for one person was $74.99 per year. Mm-hmm. It has increased to $99.99 per year.
Those pins look less shiny to me now than they did last week.
They don't look $25 better.
What else do I get?
Who can say?
Okay.
Well, of course, you can go to the D23 Expo that's happening this year. There's a lot of meet and greets with some of the Disney artists that you can go to and book reservations for those. I think that's exclusive to D23 members. There's a lot of tours that are happening, a lot of museum tours and backlot tours that you can go on, all exclusive to D23 Gold members. And, of course, the annual gift, which is the 10 pins this year.
Okay, so I still like the pins.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned about our proximity to these events. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming most of them are either in California or Florida.
Yeah, it's more of a coastal thing. If you're in California or Florida, it's a little bit more sensible, I think, to be a D23 member, the gold membership. But if you're in Minnesota, like us, and don't have the means to necessarily get out there 4 or 5 times a year, it's maybe not as worth it.
So we're joining next year? Is that what I'm hearing?
Correct. I should also add that the family membership prices are also increasing. They were $99.99 per year, and they are boosting up to $129.99 per year for a family gold membership. Additionally, if you are currently a member from 2018, you can select to be a recurring member this year for a discounted price of $79.99 for a gold membership and $109.99 for a gold family membership. It doesn't say if that'll be every year or just this 1 year. That's my guess, is it's just this 1 year, as sort of a sorry we're raising prices, but them's the breaks.
All right, well, let's hop in that time machine. become a member last year, and call it a day. Disney World has released a number of VI pass holder perks for January.
I love it.
Why aren't we VI pass holders?
Someday.
The first Walt Disney World pass holder event of 2019 will be the Potion Purple Premiere pop-up event.
So much alliteration.
So many plosive P's.
I'm here for it.
The event will be Thursday, January 10th from 5 to 7 p.m. in Tomorrowland in the Magic Kingdom. And annual pass holders will have the first chance to purchase the new Potion Purple merchandise. Have you seen the Potion Purple ears, Patrick?
I have. I love them, actually. It's one of my favorite colors. I bet a lot of people are going to take pictures, purple pictures, by the purple Instagram wall in Disney World. Have you seen that wall?
I have. I've never had a photo in front of it.
I think we need to do it. I think we need to be very basic, very Disney basic, and get into that wall.
We'll be standing in front of the wall with a cup of Starbucks in our hands, wearing our Potion Purple ears.
That's right.
Or I think they're called Purple Potion ears, aren't they?
Yes.
Why are they calling it Potion Purple in this news story?
Maybe they're reversible?
Regardless, we'll have our Starbucks. We'll be in front of the wall.
Yeah.
I'm going to be wearing like a cutoff jean short that's just a little too high.
I like it.
And we'll be laughing about something that no one really knows what we're laughing about, but we'll both be laughing hysterically.
I'm going to wear a button-up, but I'll have it tied instead of buttoned up.
Great. And we'll be smizing the entire time.
So much smizing.
In addition to the ears you can purchase, there will also be Spirit jerseys.
Ooh.
Vacation mode water bottle. I don't know. Vacation mode is in quotes. I haven't seen it, so it must be a thing.
I've never heard of that.
A Loungefly mini backpack and wallet. Loungefly, that's where our hip pack is from.
That's where my Stitch backpack is from as well.
There will also be a women's Mickey t-shirt and, Patrick, purple food and beverage offerings for purchase.
So just a bunch of eggplants and grapes?
Yeah.
Yummy.
Registration for this event is not required. A valid annual pass card and photo ID are required at check-in. And the 20% off pass holder merchandise discount is applicable for merchandise purchases during the event.
This is making me want to get an annual pass.
I'm so close, Patrick. I think
know.
I'm like one trip a year away from being a Walt Disney World annual pass holder.
Exactly. I'm in the same boat. What if we got a family one?
Do you need to adopt me for us to make that happen?
I do. Dan and I are going to adopt you and Matthew.
Okay, perfect. Next up, January 6th through the 31st, so basically the rest of the month, pass holders will receive a limited time 20% off discount at the following restaurants across Walt Disney World Resort for lunch and dinner.
Wow, 20%. That's actually really big for them.
A huge savings. Beer Garden Restaurant at Epcot.
Yes.
Coral Reef Restaurant at Epcot.
Fishies.
The Hollywood Brown Derby Restaurant at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
So many salads.
Hollywood and Vine at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Buffet.
Jungle Navigation Company Limited Skipper Canteen at Magic Kingdom Park.
I could get lost there.
Tiffin's Restaurant at Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Never been. Sounds delicious.
Tony's Town Square Restaurant at Magic Kingdom Park.
Give me that spaghetti, though.
Ale and Compass Restaurant at Disney's Yacht Club Resort.
Drinkies.
Boatwright's Dining Hall at Disney's Port Orleans Resort Riverside, dinner only.
Motorboatin' with that dinner.
Citrico's at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, dinner only.
I bet it tastes like limes.
Disney's Spirit of Aloha dinner show at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort.
Luau.
Flying Fish at Disney's Boardwalk Resort, dinner only.
More fishies.
Hoop-de-Doo musical review at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort, 8:30 p.m. show only.
All I care to eat.
Chico, the cooking place at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge Resort, dinner only.
Num-nums.
Sebastian's Bistro at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, dinner only.
Get them crabs.
The Wave, ... of American flavors at Disney's Contemporary Resort.
I'm still floored by that title.
Whispering Canyon Cafe at Disney's Wilderness Lodge Resort.
Whisper.
And that is the end of that list, thank goodness.
You just listed all of the restaurants in Disney World, didn't you?
Basically every single restaurant. I'm surprised, though, because like Sebastian's Bistro is new, and they're offering it there. And Hoop-de-Doo musical review.
That's crazy.
It would make sense, though, the 8:30 show, that's like fireworks time, so I imagine they might have trouble getting people in at that time.
Yeah, I bet this is sort of a promotional thing to get people at restaurants that need a little love.
The discount applies to the regular price of food and non-alcoholic beverages. Oh, that's a bummer.
I'll just apply the 20% that I saved to beer and wine.
Right, and just put it in your boot flask and then just take sips occasionally during dinner.
Absolutely.
It excludes applicable tax and gratuity. Always tip your servers during available lunch and dinner meal periods. It is valid for the pass holder and up to 3 guests.
Wow.
So, again, just putting it out there, folks.
We'll be there in January.
We will pay for your meal. Just take us with you.
And by we, you mean you.
I will pay for your meal. Just take us with you.
And I'll give you a smooch on the cheek.
It's always the physical with you.
Correct.
This offer is not valid for breakfast, special events, and may not be combined with any other discount or offer. Last but not least, Patrick.
Yes.
Pass holders will also receive special offerings at the Epcot International Festival of the Arts.
Amazing.
Beginning Friday, January 18th. More details will soon be released, but Disney Parks blog stated that the pass holder magnet would debut with one little spark of inspiration.
Uh-oh.
What could that mean?
Oh, man, I need to get an annual pass now. Adam, I've got some D news for you. Some musical D news for you.
Is D a musical note? Yeah, it is, isn't it?
That was so beautiful.
Thank you so much. I know.
So beautiful, in fact, that you should join Disney's new a cappella group, D Cappella.
Done and done.
D Cappella is a newly formed Disney musical group performing a cappella, and they are kicking off their tour this January 22nd in Florida. And of course, Gays Do the D will be at their Minneapolis concert on March 6th.
Gays Do the D a cappella.
I like it. Have you seen them or heard them on YouTube or through Apple Music?
I have to admit, I have not.
They're really good. I'm super excited about the concert.
I'm excited that you reached out to me and said, let's get tickets. And I was like, okay. In fact, you reached out to me to get tickets as I was boarding Space Mountain on my trip in Disneyland in October.
Oh, amazing.
We all made it happen even before I got on the ride.
What a magical day.
Magic.
Some of the cast includes Antonio Fernandez. You may have seen him as part of the American Music Machine in Epcot. Joe Santoni, who performed with the LA Choral Lab. And Shelley Regner, who you may remember from the movie Pitch Perfect. She was one of the 2 girls who nobody knows what their names are, the blonde and the brunette.
Yes.
She's the brunette. Super funny, super talented. I, for one, am super excited about this concert.
I'm assuming they're all hideous, too, right? Like,
just trolls.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, they're all like, I'm sure, like super attractive, and they have beautiful voices.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the really hot guys is going to come down to the audience and pull me up onto the stage and give me a rose and sing a number just for me.
This all seems correct. To learn more about D Cappella or to purchase tickets, you can go to dcapellalive.com.
On January 3rd, 2019, a Barron's article came out called Here's a Sneak Peek of Disneyland's New Star Wars Attraction.
Do you have to be a baron to read the article?
You don't, but it's a publication with like stock market stuff in it. So
I should subscribe immediately.
Yes.
It's right up my alley.
The article was written by Jack Hoff, or Hoff. I think it's Jack Hoff. It's Hough.
I'm trying so hard not to laugh right now.
Okay, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it might be Jack Off. Of Barron's, got to spend an afternoon touring Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge.
Fun.
With, quote, executives from construction, operations, and Imagineering, or creative design, along with a Star Wars expert in a holiday R2-D2 sweater.
Oh my gosh, it's very specific.
In the article, he quotes that Galaxy's Edge will open in Disneyland this summer, perhaps by early June, and he was absolutely right about that because the next day, on January 4th, Disney chairman and CEO Bob Iger confirmed in a Barron's article that Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland will in fact open in June.
So exciting.
The article went on to comment about the attractions within Galaxy's Edge, and of Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run, Jack Hoff said, in this attraction, Hondo Inaka, a pirate, has cut a deal with Chewbacca for the use of the Millennium Falcon, and the visitor is the pilot. The attraction entrance will be subtly marked so as not to disrupt the look of the land. The ship interior will be familiar to even those casual fans of the films, down to the 3D chessboard where Chewie lost his temper during a match with R2-D2.
I'm getting chills thinking about this.
We are getting into very detailed explanations now of how this land and the attractions are going to look. This is great. Of Rise of the Resistance, Jack Off said, visitors waiting in line for this attraction will wind through highly themed interiors that evoke rundown rooms. The article said rooms, but I think it meant ruins. The Resistance has repurposed as a base for operations against the First Order. Groups of guests might be captured at one point and ordered along by the enemy before making their escape aboard a trackless troop transport, which we saw in that video on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
They will see scenes including a stormtrooper formation and one featuring Kylo Ren, perhaps resembling the interrogation scene from Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Terrifying.
I love how he's like, perhaps this will happen, perhaps that'll happen. It's like, you clearly saw that that's what it was, but you can't like fully commit to that.
Sounds real specific.
The transport will evade familiar war machines like the four-legged AT-AT walkers, or AT-ATs, if you prefer to call them that, from The Empire Strikes Back. Up close, these towering metal beasts do not disappoint.
So excited about that. I think that's going to be my favorite part of the ride.
That is definitely where I pee just a little bit.
Yes.
Of Oga's Cantina, Jackoff said. Can I just keep saying Jackoff, Patrick?
I mean,
I'm doing it. I'm committed to
It's happening. It's happening.
Oga's is relatively small for aesthetic reasons and is likely to be popular. To maximize capacity and keep visits from becoming all-afternoon affairs, good luck, most guests will stand. There will be a handful of booths with seating around the outer edge of the restaurant. No decision has been made yet on whether or how these can be reserved. An intricate tangle of tubes and vessels behind the bar might make some drinks appear to flow from the ceiling. We heard mention of a fuzzy tauntaun named for the furry snow lizards ridden in The Empire Strikes Back, although it's unclear if that's a hypothetical drink or a planned one, and the menu is still being decided.
Interesting.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous about the size of Oga's Cantina. I'm nervous we're never going to get into Oga's Cantina. I'm afraid it's going to be like a Trader Sam's situation, and it's just going to be impossible to get in.
It's going to be a lot of people just going in there for selfies, and I wonder if they're going to make you order something to get in there in the first place. Do you know what I mean?
You're going to have to.
Yeah.
See you in 2040, Oga's Cantina.
Line starts now.
The article went on to say visitors will be able to order blue milk.
Of course.
Luke, drink your blue milk at Galaxy's Edge, recalling the secretion of a bantha. There's one sentence I thought I'd never say.
Nope, he's not making you sound appetizing at all.
A large, hairy animal with spiral horns, we all know what a bantha is, drank by Luke Skywalker in the first film. This will be a non-dairy drink.
So maybe an almond milk situation?
But then nut allergies, they can't do that.
Oh. It's just water, just blue-colored water.
Delicious. It's unclear whether it'll be sold in Oga's or in the outdoor marketplace, or both. It's possible it will be sold by or near a bantha farmer, suggesting the marketplace.
Wow.
So we're learning a lot, just like in little tidbits in this article about like more about Oga's, more about Rise of the Resistance, more about the Millennium Falcon attraction. Last but not least, in a section called Other Retail, Jackoff says, one shop will feature droids that visitors can customize through an interactive experience. A droid that is made to be, say, afraid of stormtroopers might signal its fear when one comes close.
What?
Droids owned by members of the same group might recognize each other when they meet. Prices have not yet been set. The shop might also sell a full-size R2-D2 for well-heeled fans, perhaps costing thousands.
Wow.
Are you picturing like Build-A-Bear for droids in this scenario? Like, how can they recognize each other, and how are they going to know when a stormtrooper walks by and they're supposed to be terrified?
Amazing. Amazing. These are going to be $500 each, don't you think?
Remember when the Banshees were popular? Can you imagine what this is going to be like?
They still are.
They can't keep those in stock. How are they going to keep these in stock?
No, it's going to be a madhouse.
There will be another shop presided over by Doc Ondar, a collector who is briefly mentioned in Solo. This character, likely an animatronic, Patrick,
Yowza,
will be set apart in a booth from the rest of the staff, not unlike the dispatcher Louis De Palma in the old ABC sitcom Taxi. Where did that come from?
That's funny.
Cast members might interact with the animatronic, asking him what he's willing to let certain items go for. Elsewhere, there will be an outdoor market resembling a bazaar. A pod racing engine, perhaps, at the market will be used to roast meat.
What? That's bizarre and amazing. I can't wait.
Here's the last bit. Thanks for hanging in there, everybody. For Galaxy's Edge, Imagineers have worked with filmmakers, chefs, and merchandise executives to take adherence to storytelling to new levels for a Disney park attraction. One possibility is that Star Wars merchandise in shops will come in unique packaging that downplays the logos. Another is that merchandise based on familiar characters will take on new looks. The Imagineers visited the archives of Lucasfilm for early concept art. As a hypothetical example, an artisan figure of a familiar character might look slightly off, with the backstory being that residents of Batuu have never seen that character, so they don't know exactly what the figure should look like.
Wow, that is so detailed.
I'm kind of at a loss for words because this is Disney on another level.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're going to experience in this land is just going to be phenomenal. And I apologize to all of our listeners because we're really ramping up to it now. So anytime there's any little kernel of another detail, I'm going to need to report on it. But I'll make it up to you by not talking about Galaxy's Edge through all of 2020, I promise. I can't keep that promise.
Nope. I can already see us failing on that one. Disney has just released a soundtrack album featuring music from Pandora, the world of Avatar in Animal Kingdom.
I'm on 3 of the tracks.
That's right. You are actually the voice of the shaman.
Yes. Is that the song?
It was
like that?
almost The Lion King instead.
Oh, okay.
Which is very similar to Avatar.
Close enough.
You can stream the album with your Apple Music account or purchase on iTunes for $9.99 for the whole album or $1.29 per track. The album includes music from Flight of Passage, Navi River Journey, Wind Traders, Satuli Canteen, and Pangu Pangu, along with just sound effects from the park itself. The music is composed by James Horner, who unfortunately passed away in 2015, and Simon Franklin. They also worked together on music for the movie Avatar and Titanic. Have you listened to the album yet?
I haven't. Have you?
I did, actually. I listened to it last night. I had a little cocktail, put on the soundtrack, and I really like it. It's definitely not something to go to sleep to. It gets a little aggressive.
Oh, does it really?
With the tribal beats and everything.
Oh, sure. Okay.
It's not relaxing as you might think.
Sure.
But it's a lot of fun. The 2 rides, the Flight of Passage and the Navi River Journey, it's actually a ride through track, so you can hear the entire ride basically on the album.
Oh, that's great. Do you hear some banshee screams too?
You sure do.
Do
hear
you
the
really?
Banshee screams, and you hear the shaman at the end of the Navi River Journey. It's really beautiful.
And then you hear me because I play the shaman and I'm like, bye guys, have a nice day. Hope you enjoyed my ride. That's what she sounds like, right?
Wow, her speaking voice is very different.
Yeah, well, I mean, singing, it's from the diaphragm, and speaking is more of like back of the throat.
That is terrifying. I would pay $9.89 to never hear that again.
Hey, Patrick.
Hey, Adam.
It's time for another one of our Fab Five segments.
Yahoo!
Our Fab Five lists named for Disney's Fab Five: Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Donald, and Goofy.
Uh-huh.
And for those of you that haven't listened before, how dare you? Where have you been?
You need a slap in the face.
And what this segment involves is Patrick and I listing our top 5 choices for any Disney category, a predetermined Disney category.
That's right. We've done our Fab Five snacks in the parks, our Fab Five movies.
Yep.
And now this time, we are doing our Fab Five songs.
That's right, our Fab Five songs from Disney animated films.
Yeah, to be specific, they are animated films and non-love songs.
And Patrick and I have not talked about our choices prior to this recording, so it's a complete surprise. We may cross over at some point. We may have made some similar choices. We may be on completely opposite ends of the spectrum. Who knows where this could go? What an adventure we're on, Patrick.
What a wild, wacky adventure we're about to embark
And
upon.
how lucky are our listeners that they get to come along with us.
They're so lucky. I wish I was our listeners.
They're all turning off the podcast right now.
No. This was a real tumultuous list for me to build, I have to say.
You have bags underneath your eyes. You have been on a journey, my friend.
I've been awake for a whole week, just pondering my list, trying to get it in the correct order. And also, I felt I was like apologizing to other songs that didn't make the list. I was like,
that's so cute.
Oh, I'm sorry you didn't make it, but I still love you.
I was having difficulty with this too. We were texting back and forth during the week, and I was saying love songs for me, for some reason, I have my top 5 already of my love songs. But this one was a real challenge for me. I think maybe because there were so many options, but also because there can be a really great musical moment in a not so great movie, and that can totally transport you out of that bad movie and make a true moment that you experience something really magical in that not so great movie.
Or on the opposite end, a really wonderful movie, but the music just didn't quite
Just
pull
a
you in.
bunch of stinkers.
No, but yeah, it was really hard to untie the music from a movie and not make it about what my favorite movie was, but what the best song, in my opinion, is.
Yep.
So what do you say we get this discussion rolling?
Let's do just that. Are you going to start us off, or do you want me to start us off?
I can kick us off.
Okay, great. Patrick, give me your number 5 Fab Five Disney song from an animated film.
So the song I hate the most, just kidding. No, in 5th position, I have Just Around the River Bend from 1995's Pocahontas.
You sure do.
I love this song so much. It was written by Alan Menken and Stephen Schwartz, who also worked together on The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and, I didn't know this, Enchanted.
I did know that.
Oh.
Now that you say it, yeah.
You're smarter than me.
Yep.
And of course, Stephen Schwartz is the genius behind a little-known musical, Wicked. Were you in that?
I was.
Wow.
Wow, let me just preface this. I mean, we've already started, but there's going to be so much singing in this segment. I'm sorry, everyone.
It's true. It's hard not to. I mean, these songs are so memorable. Right. That's why they made our lists. And of course, this song is performed by Judy Kuhn as Pocahontas. This song, for me, is really beautifully orchestrated. Do you know what I mean? Like, it actually sounds like a river. The tempo changes just like a river would, which is just so beautiful to me. It's also an I want song, sort of, for Pocahontas. And when I say sort of, I mean, instead of knowing what exactly she wants, she knows that there are so many options out there, and how can anyone be predetermined to go down one path? And so her want song is to have so many options in her life and to keep her doors open.
I like that you said it's an I want song. It's also like an adventure song, too, because there's so much happening during the song. Like her actually going down the river. And of course, the river is a metaphor because it splits into 2 directions. Spoiler alert.
I know.
It splits into 2 directions and she doesn't know what choice to make.
Yes. And there's that perfect line in it. You can't step in the same river twice, which is so beautifully said. I just love this song, the meaning behind it. And of course, like I said, just the music itself is so beautiful to listen to and fun to run to as well.
I bet. I'm glad you're kicking off the list with this choice because this is a perfect example of a movie which may have not been the biggest success, but contained a really standout song within that experience.
Absolutely. I actually love all the music from this movie. Don't love the movie so much, but the music is so well done. I mean, anytime you get Alan Menken and Stephen Schwartz in a room, you're going to have gold.
And even just the orchestration of this movie, like the background music you hear, I always think about that moment when Pocahontas and John Smith first meet, and at first it's completely silent, and then you just hear those strings that eventually come in. What a beautiful moment. So good choice, Patrick.
Thank you so much. What about you? Number 5 for you.
My number 5 Fab Five Disney song animated is When You Wish Upon a Star from Pinocchio.
Aww.
From 1940s Pinocchio.
Of course, yeah.
The music is by Lee Harlan, and lyrics are by Ned Washington, and it was sung by Jiminy Cricket in the movie, who was voiced by Cliff Edwards, who was also the voice of the head crow in 1941's Dumbo.
I didn't know that.
And he made appearances in the 1950s and early 1960s on the Mickey Mouse Club. I love this song. I don't particularly love the song in the movie.
Oh, why is that?
So I guess, I don't know. It's still a beautiful song, but it's not like a standout song in the movie for me.
Okay.
The reason I included this song was its use beyond the movie. So maybe I'm cheating a little bit, but but I love when you hear it at the beginning of every Disney film.
Yeah.
And I love when you hear it in the parks. And I love when you hear it, like, for instance, in Wishes, R.I.P. Wishes.
Oh.
But I just love its affiliation with something that I hold very dear, which is Disney.
Yeah, it's sort of as iconic as Mickey Mouse himself.
So I'm bending the rules a little bit. I mean, the song in the movie itself is really beautiful, too. And as you mentioned a couple episodes ago, Jiminy Cricket's voice is just such a warm kind of hug. Like, you just feel very nostalgic and at the same time emotional when you hear him sing. So it is beautiful, but my main purpose for including it in this list is just its connection to the company as a whole.
I love that. That's a really good sentiment.
Thank you. So I'm starting off cheating. Way to go, Adam.
Seems right.
Why don't you give me your number 4 on your list?
Number 4 for me is the song Almost There from 2009's The Princess and the Frog.
This one surprises me.
It does?
Yeah.
Oh, I love this song so much. It was written by, I didn't know this, I don't know how I didn't know this, Randy Newman.
Yeah.
It does not sound like a Randy Newman song by any stretch of the imagination.
Probably because he's not singing it.
This is a fact. Of course, Randy Newman is the genius behind Toy Story, Monsters, Inc., A Bug's Life, Cars, Just to name a few, he was nominated for 20 Academy Awards, and he won 2 of them for Monsters, Inc. and Toy Story 2.
Get right out of here, 20.
20 nominations. He went through a streak of 15 nominations and no wins until Monsters, Inc. came out.
Good for him.
Good job. You made a name for yourself finally. Of course, this song is performed by the amazing Anika Noni Rose, who played Tiana in the movie. I love her so much. Her role in Dreamgirls, the movie version of Dreamgirls, her voice is so beautiful.
Yeah, she's fabulous.
Fabulous. A little rumor was that Beyonce was tapped to play Tiana, or was going to be asked, but she refused to audition for it, and so they didn't give it to her.
I fully believe that rumor is a truth, and I'm so glad that Anika got the role.
She's amazing. Amazing. This song was nominated for an Academy Award along with Down in New Orleans, but they both lost out to The Weary Kind from Crazy Heart.
And who doesn't remember that song?
I mean, me. I don't remember that song. One of my favorite lyrics from the song is, "So I work real hard each and every day. Now things for sure are going my way. Just doing what I do. Look out, boys. I'm coming through." Yas Queen. This song is so beautiful, and again, it's another I Want song right away in the beginning of the movie. And what I love about this song and about her character specifically is that her wants have nothing to do with boys.
Right.
She wants to be a business owner, follow her dreams that her dad never got to accomplish, and sort of stand on his shoulders and be a businesswoman, really. And I think that is such a wonderful message to all the little girls out there watching these movies, that they can want so many more things than to be saved by a prince.
Can I only want to be saved by a prince?
You can.
Great. Then I'm right on track.
Yeah, in fact, we should switch it around so all little boys
Yes.
are watching movies
Yes.
that they need to be saved.
Yeah, by princes. Or princesses, if that's their leaning. But,
Exactly.
I mean, I prefer princes.
Again, what confused me when I read that Randy Newman wrote it was how beautiful the New Orleans jazz
Yeah.
influence has in this song, and
Yeah.
the whole movie specifically, but I just didn't know that he had that in his repertoire.
Yeah.
It's so lovely. All of the instruments and her voice specifically is just really takes you back to that era. And this moment in the movie, they flip from just regular animation to this sort of Art Deco kind of animation,
Right.
and it's just stunning to watch. A fun little quote from Anika Noni Rose is, "There are 2 ways to take that song. You can be almost there and be sad about it, or you can be almost there and find the joy in the journey, and the joy in the steps that you have taken, and the joy in how far you have gone," which I think is just a really well put way of just summarizing the song.
It is.
So that's my number 4. What's your number 4?
My number 4 Fab Five Disney songs animated is Part of Your World from 1989's The Little Mermaid.
Oh, this doesn't surprise me, but I didn't think it was going to make your list.
It did make my list, and I was wondering, is this a love song? Not really. It's more of an I want song, right? But it's
Yeah.
about wanting love.
I think your is like the world, the land, being on land.
Okay, the humans world?
Yeah.
Okay, not specifically Prince Eric's world.
That's how I take the song.
Yeah, when you sing it.
When I perform it in my basement, that's the emotion I want the audience to have.
And you put on that really long red wig. It's really disturbing, Patrick. We need to have a conversation about that someday. The music was by Alan Menken, and the lyrics were by Howard Ashman, the brilliant Alan Menken and Howard Ashman.
Yeah.
It was sung by Ariel in the movie, who was voiced by Disney legend Jodie Benson, who I did not realize was also the voice of Weebo in Flubber.
Of course she was.
And she voices Barbie in Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I imagine she'll voice Barbie in Toy Story 4.
Here's hoping.
This, for me, is such a special song because it is the first moment in little gay Adam's life when he realized that a cartoon could be more. And I want more. It was the first time that musicals that he had seen, I love how I'm referencing myself in the third person.
Yep.
Musicals he had seen and loved and cartoons that he had seen and loved kind of merged, and they could be the same thing, right? So a cartoon musical could be something that was really elevated and special.
Yeah.
And he didn't know how to voice that at the time, little gay Adam, but he does today, sort of. And so that's what this song really means to me. Of course, it's a beautiful song.
It is.
The animation in it is incredible, but it's just about wanting to live your best life, right? And escape from something that you consider to be banal or everyday, and find something that's truly special and to reach for that.
I love that. It's really well said. I remember just belting this song in the shower.
Yesterday?
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, I mean, still to this day, this song, once you get it in your head, you can't get it out of your head.
And you feel what she's feeling, right?
Yes.
You feel that ache in her soul and that desire to be a part of something more and something greater.
Yes. This song ties really well to the movie and the animation itself. When you watch it and hear it, it's such a good combination. Where a lot of the songs that I have chosen, I can pull them out of the movie and just have them be really good songs on their own.
Right.
But this one is so specifically tied to that scene in the movie, like when she's coming out of the water and all that fun. It's just beautifully done.
And one of the fun things about this song is you can go back like on YouTube and you can see footage of Jodie Benson singing this song like in the studio, and they kind of pair it with the animation from the film, and you can see how her performance informed Ariel's expressions.
I love that.
And it really is moving to watch because, first of all, Jodie Benson sounds incredible in the song.
Yeah.
But to see Ariel's want and desire and those expressions and how it informs those expressions is just really an incredible moment in animation history, in my opinion.
Yeah.
As this was kind of like the first of the new crop of how animated movie musicals can be portrayed. So that's my number 4, Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid.
Great choice.
Patrick.
Yes.
Why don't you please give me your number 3 Fab Five Disney song from an animated movie? It's so much to say.
It is a lot to say. It's a lot to say. It's as though we're giving out awards.
It is.
Here. And we should be, frankly.
Gladiator.
Wow, that was a deep cut. Good for you. Good for you. My number 3 song is The Bells of Notre Dame from 1996's The Hunchback of Notre Dame. This song was written, again, by the amazing Alan Menken and Stephen Schwartz. They're just all over our lists today. And it was performed by Paul Candel as, I'm going to butcher the name, I never remember how to say it, Clopin?
Clopin?
Yeah, that sounds right.
You know I'm going to have to now attempt to hit that note at the end of the song, right? I can't not do it.
Yep, all the glasses in the house are going to explode. So this song sort of kicks off the entire movie. Originally, it was going to just be all narration, sort of like the beginning of Beauty and the Beast.
Sure.
But they realized that it was just too stagnant and a little bit too lifeless, and so they added music to it and had a hit on their hands. I love, love, love this song.
What a smart choice on their part, too, in my opinion, anyway, just because the story is inherently dark to begin with. So let's start on a song. Why not?
Yes.
Although that song does have really a dark undertone to it, especially in the beginning. You know, it does get kind of dark.
Absolutely. It introduces sort of our main characters of the movie, one of them being Frollo, who is one of the baddest baddies out there.
He made my number 1 villain on my Fab Five villains list.
Absolutely right. And you learn that he basically murders
Quasimodo's
mother in the very beginning of the movie.
Right.
And then almost murders Quasimodo, but then is forced to take him on as sort of an orphan in the church. Real dark
Isn't
stuff.
this told kind of with puppets, too, in the opening number?
Yep, he is sort of talking to some kids in the village and decides to tell a story of murder.
Well, who wouldn't?
Yeah, through puppets.
Yep.
If you're going to explain murder to kids, use puppets, folks. That's the moral of this song.
How else are they going to understand, Patrick?
They won't ever understand it. No, this song takes you on such a journey. It's almost a movie in itself, right?
You're right, yeah.
It goes through ups and downs, and the tone changes from light to dark. The bells are ringing throughout it, which makes it really haunting and beautiful. And it sort of sets up the tone of the movie and the message of who is actually a monster and who is a man. And you assume that Quasimodo is the monster because he looks like a monster, but then it turns out that he is the hero and the monster is actually Frollo.
Between the two of us, who's the monster and who's the man?
I think I'm both.
Oh, really?
I'm a monsters man.
I guess I don't know what I am then. This is a real identity crisis you've thrown me into. I started it. Shame on me.
Well, I've seen you swinging from cathedral halls before, so I think that you're the man who looks like a monster. Oh. A fun little quote about this song from Alan Menken is, "It's a really rich number, and I think it's possibly the best opening number I've ever written for any project."
That's a bold statement from Alan Menken.
Bold statement.
Patrick, you know me. You know how I respond to music. If I like something a lot or if I hear something that's just so incredible, I have to move a little bit in my chair.
Yes.
And that last note, which the bells of Dover, I can't even do it, but
yeah.
I will physically lift myself up off my chair because I just feel like I need to be higher for some reason to hit that note. It's incredible.
I know. That song makes me want this to be a Broadway musical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want to see someone perform that song live.
It's come so close. It just didn't take
know.
off for whatever reason.
I have a feeling it'll happen eventually, but...
The good news is that several regional theaters around the country will perform it. So you might have the chance to see it.
Oh, okay.
But it just never actually made it to Broadway yet.
Step it up, Broadway.
We want a Hunchback on Broadway.
It needs to happen. All right, moving on to your number 3.
My number 3 contains a 0.
Uh-oh.
And it's Zero to Hero.
Of course it is.
From 1997's Hercules.
Such a great song.
Oh, Patrick, I love this number. In fact, all of the music from Hercules. Well, I'm not going to say all of the music, but all of the music that the Muses sing in Hercules gives me life.
Mm-hmm.
It was by Alan Menken.
Weird.
Of course. And the lyrics were by David Zippel, who has worked in various roles on films like Mulan, Captain America, The First Avenger. I hadn't ever heard of him before, so I did a little research on him.
Okay.
And it is sung by the Muses Calliope, Cleo, Thalia, Terpsichore, and Melopamine?
Yeah, okay.
Those Greeks. And they are voiced by Lilius White, who was in The Life on Broadway, who was amazing.
Yes.
Venice Thomas?
Sure.
Venice Thomas? There's going to be a lot of names I can't pronounce in this one.
Okay.
Who provided the voice of Grace the Bass on PBS's Shining Time Station.
Amazing.
Roz Ryan, who was Amelia on Amen. Do you remember the TV show Amen?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Wow.
LaShawns, who won the Tony Award for The Color Purple and is currently in Summer, the Donna Summer musical on Broadway.
Ooh, I got to see that.
And Cheryl Freeman, who was in the movie Dead Presidents, which I've never seen. Cheryl,
Okay.
I don't know anything about you. I'm sorry, Cheryl.
Thank you for your talents, though.
Yes. So this song is phenomenal.
It sure is.
And I can't hear it and not think back to when high school gay Adam, I list my gayness in stages, went to Disney World with my family, and we went to MGM Hollywood Studios at that time.
Yeah.
And they had the Zero to Hero parade, and this was the only song they played in the parade on a loop.
Oh my gosh, I would be there for it.
I was totally into it,
Yeah.
and they had the 5 muses up on a float singing, and it was incredible. But I love the gospel style of it. I love the story it tells, and the humor behind it too.
Yep.
There's actually quite a bit of humor behind it, and actually a fair amount of puns, which I love a pun.
Who doesn't?
But if I were to choose probably my top Disney song just based on how it sounds, not necessarily on message, it might be this one, right? Because it brings such joy to me, and I really cannot not move when I hear it. I need to be moving when I hear this song.
This song takes you to church.
It does.
It's so
it really
good.
does.
It's so good. It's another really great song to run to.
Another great song from this movie is The Gospel Truth. If I could do a runner-up from this movie, it would be that, which is another great kind of song telling the story behind the start of the movie, getting you into the movie.
Yeah.
Really, just anytime the Muses sing in this movie, I'm all about it. So my number 3 choice is Zero to Hero from Hercules.
Excellent, excellent choice.
Thank you. Patrick, we're going on to number 2 already. What is your number 2 choice in our Fab Five Disney songs from animated movies?
Well, my number 2 is the first time we're going to cross streams in this podcast. When You Wish Upon a Star.
Oh.
From Pinocchio.
Why did you incorrectly choose this song for your number 2, whereas put it as my number 5?
Because I love it more than you do.
Yep.
And it is the second best song that Disney ever produced.
Okay, you've made your case.
A couple of fun facts about this song. It is the first Disney song ever to win an Academy Award.
I guess I should have done a little more research and included that in my mention of it. Yikes, Adam.
Yowza. The American Film Institute ranked When You Wish Upon a Star 7th in their 100 greatest songs in film history, the highest ranked Disney animated film song, and also one of only 4 Disney animated film songs to appear on the list. The other songs are Someday My Parents Will Come from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, ranked at 19. Beauty and the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, ranked at number 62. And Hakuna Matata from The Lion King, ranked at number 99. Additionally, the Library of Congress deemed the song culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant and preserved it into the National Recording Registry in 2009. So this song has got some weight behind it as far as like critics and the general population are concerned.
It absolutely does. Why did you add it to your list? What about it speaks or sings to you?
Oh, I like what you did there. Kind of what you were mentioning. It encapsulates, is that a word?
Yeah, you did
encapsulates Disney for me in a nutshell. Like this song is Walt Disney.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen in the Magic Kingdom the kiss goodnight that they do at the castle.
I never have.
We have to do that. I will cry for a full 4.5 minutes as they play this song during the Kiss Goodnight. The Kiss Goodnight is sort of a goodbye at the end of the night. It's the very last thing that anyone sees in the park. Is the castle sort of lights up and this song plays and they give you a little farewell. Thanks for joining us today. It's really beautiful. If I have a wish, it's like that's the last thing I want to see before I go home.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I thought you were going to say the last thing I see before I die.
Well, that too. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, I feel like all of Disney just sort of centers around this song. It's
it
sort
does.
of Disney's theme song.
Yep, it is. You're right. Yep.
I love it. So, yeah, it just makes me feel nostalgic every time I hear it. I can't help but have all my Disney memories flood back when I hear it. So that's why it made number 2 for me. And that's why you incorrectly put it at number 5.
Whoopsie daisies on my part.
Let's see if you can redeem yourself with a healthy number 2.
Oh, Patrick. I love you so much. Okay. I think I can. This is a very robust number 2 I'm about to present to you.
Okay.
And it is the song Belle from 1991's Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, I love it.
As I was prepping my list, this was not one of the first songs that came to my mind, okay?
Oh.
But as I was going through the history of Disney songs, I was like, of course this needs to be on my list because, again, going back to what I said about The Little Mermaid, this is a perfect opening number that is joyous and also presents all of the important characters in a way, or at least in the village, and gives you a sense of where this movie is going to go. And it is a miraculous place that this movie goes, a wonderfully musical place this movie goes. It's one of my favorite Disney movies.
It's beautiful.
It is a big Broadway opening number, right?
Absolutely, yeah. This, of any Disney song, I feel like, was meant to be a Broadway show.
The music was by Patrick, Alan Menken, and Howard Ashman. What? Can you believe it? Yeah. And it was sung by, in the movie, Belle, Gaston, and the townspeople. Belle was performed by Paige O'Hara, and Richard White performed the voice of Gaston, and they both have performed in numerous Broadway shows and have actually reprised their roles from Beauty and the Beast, the animated movie. Paige O'Hara has voiced Belle in Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas, which came out in 1997, and Belle's Magical World, which came out in 1998. And she was the voice of Belle in Ralph Breaks the Internet just last year.
Of course.
And Richard White has performed the voice of Gaston on the Disney Channel TV series House of Mouse.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So going back to high school gay Adam. Oh, this is pre-high school. This is like middle school gay Adam.
Oh.
I distinctly remember, Patrick, sitting in the movie theater and being transported by the opening narration by David Ogden Stiers, right? Where they have the kind of slow zoom into the castle and you hear the story about the Enchantress and all of that.
Yeah.
But then we transition to morning in this tiny village. We see Belle coming out of the house. We hear these first musical notes. And then it becomes this big, glorious opening number.
It just unfolds.
And I was hooked from that moment on. This movie had me. I knew exactly what we were in for in the sense of its grandeur and also how romantic and inspiring and the depth of the story that was going to be told.
Yeah, 100%.
Because of the detail that was presented in this opening number. I'm not convinced this shouldn't be my number 1 now that I'm thinking about it, but
the way you're talking about it,
I just love it so much, and it just is a perfect setup to the rest of the movie.
It really is. It really is. Again, just like The Bells of Notre Dame, it sort of is a movie within a movie.
And they both have Belle in the title. So what else can I say? Nothing else. It's perfect. What am I doing listening to this number 2? It has no business being number 2. It needs to be number 1. I'm going to stick with my list as it is, but...
No backseats.
Yeah, Belle from Beauty and the Beast, perfection, perfect opening number. Which, Patrick, takes us to our number 1, if you can believe it.
I can.
Our number 1 Fab Five Disney song from an animated movie. Patrick, give me your number 1 song.
First, I'd like to say this has been such a journey.
Hasn't it, though?
I love it.
Are you, like, trying to tie this into your number one choice? Is
No.
there, like, a Journey song you're about to present to me? Oh, okay.
No. I'm loving this conversation.
Yeah, it's great.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Disney music is just so beautiful.
It really is.
So, moving on to my number one, I have Belle from 1991.
Shut your mouth.
Beauty and the Beast.
Are you serious?
I'm very serious.
I cannot believe this.
So funny. I love these songs so much more than you do.
Apparently, yeah.
You're very
you love
mean.
It, you love it one more than me.
I love it one more than you do.
Okay.
You're very mean to this song. 'Cause you didn't
Apparently.
put it at number one.
Apparently.
I'm excited to hear your number one. But so everything that you said, like 100%. I compare it to watching an artist put that first brush stroke on a canvas and then all of a sudden it just fully is animated. You know what I mean? It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
The way it starts so simply with one little note and turns into this full orchestration with a full chorus. Beautiful voices in it. It's amazing.
Yep.
A couple of fun things that I have noted about this song, if I may. I didn't know that, sadly, right after Beauty and the Beast came out, Howard Ashman passed away, like 2 days after it came out into the theaters.
It was before it came out in the theaters.
Oh, was it?
So what happened was, and I think I've talked about this on the podcast before.
Yeah.
Was that he was actually in the hospital when it was shown to the press. They kind of gave the press a preview. The film wasn't even finished yet. It wasn't even finished yet, but it was mostly completed. Mm-hmm. And the press actually gave the movie a standing ovation, which never in a million years would the press do that. And they went to the hospital, the producers and Alan Menken went to the hospital to tell Howard Ashman this. And it just, again, I need to plug Waking Sleeping Beauty, the documentary, because you'll learn all about this. They talk about the whole story, and it is heartbreaking and beautiful. And anyway, so it was, I'm tearing up a little bit.
It's emotional.
About it,
it's very emotional. So of course he and Alan Menken worked on, like you said, Little Mermaid as well. Yeah. And he wrote half of the songs in Aladdin. Yeah. Howard Ashman did before he passed away, and then Tim Rice took over and finished Aladdin. Yep. Amazing story. It was also nominated for an Academy Award for Best Song, along with Be Our Guest and Beauty and the Beast, which won. Beauty and the Beast won.
That's right.
And another fact I didn't know is that originally Beauty and the Beast was not meant to be a musical, and then Jeffrey Katzenberg asked that it be rewritten specifically as a Broadway-style musical because it was way too dark, and he knew that people weren't going to like it.
Listen, I don't agree with a lot of things that Jeffrey Katzenberg did at the studio. Like, I question a lot of it, right?
Fair.
Like, I'm getting passionate now. Like, he was the one that suggested that Pocahontas be made simultaneously as The Lion King because he felt The Lion King wasn't a strong enough story and that people would be turned off by the Hamlet aspect to it.
Boy, was he wrong.
Bad call, Jeffrey Katzenberg.
Yes.
So this was the one decision he made in the studio that I completely applaud and am completely on board with, obviously. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail the subject.
Not at all. No, this song, it just has a lot of conversation behind it.
Yeah.
Another fun thing about this song is that there's, of course, the main melody, but then it's one of the few Disney songs that then has another melody within the melody. Yep. Does that make sense? Yep. That part where she's reading the book with the sheep. She has that new...
Oh, isn't this amazing?
Exactly, which makes a return later on in the movie. Yeah. Beautifully done. In 2014, the New York Post included the song among the best and most underrated Disney songs, which is, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, you don't really think of Belle as being a very memorable Disney song, but it should be. Why isn't it?
Good question. I mean, it's my favorite one.
You're right.
Not yours. And then I have to talk about, we mentioned the scene where she reads the book a little bit. There is so much theory out there about what book is she reading. Lots of conversation. In the song, she says...
Here's where she meets Prince Charming.
Yes, and so she references the book a little bit by saying there's far-off places, during sword fights, a prince in disguise, and then, like you just beautifully sung, here's where she meets Prince Charming, but she won't discover that it's him till chapter 3. So there's a lot of speculation. Is it Sleeping Beauty? No, it's not Sleeping Beauty. A lot of people think that they're referencing Aladdin, which is the next Disney movie that will come out.
Oh, that's interesting.
And because there's sword fights, a prince in disguise, and she doesn't discover that it's him till a little, like, just before halfway in the movie. Yeah. So it could be that.
Or is Belle psychic and she's
Yes.
realizing the story she's going to experience.
A lot of people think that she's referencing her own story.
So she's a witch.
She's a witch.
We're back to witches.
Like I said, some people clearly think that it's Sleeping Beauty, but there's no prince in disguise in Sleeping Beauty, so I don't think it can be that
He just doesn't
one.
reveal himself as a prince.
That's fair. That's fair. It could be a mixture of all those things. Of note, there's a shot of the book in the movie, and the text in the book is actually from an 1858 book called Les Songs d'une Femme, which means The Dream of a Woman, I believe, in French, by Remy de Gourmont, which doesn't really have anything to do with the description that Belle is giving.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of speculation. Why would they put that in there? It's kind of a saucy tale
Sure.
of
Oh.
its time. Yeah, it's like a little, it's an adult book.
You know what's interesting, though, is that it was written by Remy, and they were actually referencing Ratatouille, which would be made decades later, and I didn't know
That's
it.
exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And another fun fact about the book, I'll wrap it up here, is that in the Enchanted Tales with Belle in Disney World, you can see the book in Maurice's cottage, and there's even a little page torn where the sheep eats part of the
I
book.
love that.
Yeah, and it has this text in it, which is this book that doesn't have anything to do with what she's singing about. So it's a weird amalgamation of little Easter eggs that
Are
some
we
of the
sure
artists...
that J.J. Abrams didn't work on this movie and it's like an Easter egg for something else?
100%. That's 100% correct.
I understand the ending of Lost now because of this.
Yep, I've seen how I die in the page of that book.
And oddly enough, it's in front of the castle at the Kiss Goodnight.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Belle from Beauty and the Beast. I love it. All of the music in that movie is so beautiful and iconic and well orchestrated, well sung, well performed. But this one for me just stands out as my favorite Disney song.
I love that we crossed over on that. That's fantastic.
We sure did. Okay,
My number one song.
number one.
Why does it even matter after this? I mean,
It's going to be the worst song ever.
yeah.
Just kidding. I have high hopes for your number one.
Oh, Patrick, I don't know if this is the right choice, but I'm going to stick with my list.
If it's the wrong choice, you are done with the podcast.
Okay. It is How Far I'll Go from 2016's Moana.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen, I have to agree with you. I'm surprised, though.
This song has really resonated with me. It is a journey song. Again, it's about a female character not singing about a man. It's about her singing what's beyond the horizon, like right, what's going to be out there for me in my life.
Yeah.
The music was written by Mark Mancini, and the lyrics were by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Of course.
It is sung by Moana in the movie, who was voiced by Auli'i Cravalho, who was also in the NBC series Rise, which you love, Patrick.
I do love it.
And she was the voice of Moana in Ralph Breaks the Internet in 2018.
Of course.
You kind of can't help compare this to Let It Go, right?
Yeah.
I just feel like it's the Let It Go moment. But for me, this song far surpasses Let It Go. I realize Let It Go, maybe I shouldn't be making this comparison, it's maybe not fair, but I realize Let It Go is a very important song and it resonates with a lot of people. This one for me has, for whatever reason, a stronger message. And I don't know if it's the beat or if it's the melody or what, but it just really sticks with me. I love the idea of setting out and seeing what's out there and experiencing it for yourself and making the decision yourself to make that journey and where else it will take you.
I love that. It's sort of Moana's version of Just Around the River Bend.
Oh, that's a good point too. Yeah. I mean, it's an I Want song, right? And they're all like kind of I Want songs. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It is. And not just because she's on a boat on water.
Yeah, it's a really stirring song. It makes me feel some feels.
Yes. And it's one that comes back in the movie too,
Yes.
right? It does have a wonderful reprise.
Yes.
Where she's even stronger and more determined later on in the movie.
Which is so smart.
Yeah. Anytime, and Disney does this really well, anytime you can make that connection or reference a song that happened earlier, particularly a song that was an I Want song or that the audience has an emotional connection with, it just makes it that much more either joyous or painful or whatever the feeling is later on in the movie because you have that memory of that moment in the movie before.
Absolutely. You mentioned sort of the beat of the song, and I totally agree with that. The sort of the drive that's behind it makes me just like get on the edge of my seat.
Patrick, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yes, like you feel like you want to sit forward when you hear
Yes.
this song because you want to help her push that boat into the
Yes,
water.
I
and
feel
move
like
it
I'm on the
forward.
raft. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, Auli'i Cravalho has a beautiful voice, right? So, I mean, there's that alone, but the music is phenomenal. And the messaging behind the lyrics,
Yeah.
Lin-Manuel Miranda, he is one talented...
Son of a gun.
Thank you. I almost went crass there.
Yep.
I kept it clean. But he is one talented guy, and the lyrics behind that, the message behind that song is just perfect to me.
What he does with lyrics is so perfect. Like it's so intentional.
Right.
And every word has a reason behind it. Do you know what I mean? He chooses his words very carefully when he writes songs.
And not necessarily placed in a predictable pattern.
Yeah.
There's always a surprise as to how it rhymes or how it comes together. And that's true of this song too. But it's not so unexpected that you're thrown for a loop, right? It's just surprising in a wonderful way.
He has a knack for using words or phrases that have more than one meaning. Like how far I'll go means how far she'll go in the ocean, but also how far her life is going to go.
Right.
What's she going to do with her life? It's so smart.
My only complaint about this song, if I'm given one, is that it's too short. Again, I just want it to go on, or I want more of it. It feels like it ends very abruptly because she's going out on her journey. I get it. But Adam wants more, a longer song, a longer version.
Which is high praise, right? I mean, how often do you say that about a song, that you want it to keep going?
Right. And it should leave you wanting more, right? Like you should be wanting more. And that, I think, is why the reprise later on in the movie is so powerful, because it calls back to that and gives you more.
Yeah, it's well earned.
Yeah.
Okay, you've proven that this can be your number one song and not Belle.
I mean, they could be interchangeable, right? It depends on the day, depends on the mood.
That's the thing. I bet if we did this a month from now, we would probably have different songs depending on where we are in our life, because these songs have such a connection to our own personal stories.
You're right.
So it would be fascinating to revisit this topic.
It's about where you are in that moment, right? And what you're experiencing. So one song that speaks to you now may not be as meaningful to you a year from now, 10 years from now. So you're right. We'll have to revisit this a year from now or 10 years from now when we're still doing this podcast and we're both 84.
I'm interested in that. It's going to happen for us, I believe. That's our want song.
And another want we have is to hear from you. We would love to hear.
Yeah.
What would make your Fab Five Disney animated songs list?
You can email your lists to us at info@gaysdothed.com.
Or you can reach us on social media at GDTD Podcast.
Good job, Adam. I loved all of the songs that you listed.
I liked most of the songs you listed, and a few of them, quite frankly, nauseated me.
That's fair. That's fair. I think we have to put a little playlist together with all of our top 5 songs.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Thank you.
And maybe throw in some Pearl Jam.
Hey, Adam.
Hey, Patrick.
I have a want.
Oh, you have a want. A want song?
I do have a want song. It's about some D.
Yeah.
And I want it to be quick.
Okay.
It's a quick D time.
Perfect.
For those of you who don't know, Quick D is where Adam and I ask each other some random questions, or a random question that we have not been privy to prior to this recording.
It's a secret.
It's a secret mystery D. Who doesn't like that? So I'll kick us off with some Quick D for thee.
That's perfect, because I need time to think of mine while you give me a question.
Oh, Adam.
Why can I never remember to do this segment?
Doing your homework on the bus, as per usual.
Sorry.
So here's my Quick D for you.
Okay.
It's just been announced that Star Wars Episode 9 will be a musical.
Fabulous.
What
And
are
weird.
what are some of the songs and titles we should expect?
Oh, this is a good one, Patrick. I'm proud of you for this one.
Thank you.
One of the songs, and this probably won't be the opening number,
Yeah.
but it's going to be called I'm in a Kylo Lolo Mood. Because things have just gotten so dark and so bad. And it's going to be just like a ballad, like a power ballad.
I love it.
I'm in a Kylo Lolo Mood. So that's one of the songs.
I can't wait.
Another one will be Ray of Sunshine.
Yeah, it will.
Yep, because she's the light, right? So maybe that'll be like her I Want song.
It's sort of her Let It Go
The
moment.
yeah, for sure. Ray of Sunshine. Another song maybe performed by Kylo will be Evade Her. And that'll probably happen in Act 2.
I think I've seen that movie before.
Yeah. You don't know what you're talking about? Does that translate? It's a Yoda song. And he's trying to relay, it's Yoda's ghost. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And he appears to Rey.
Yeah.
And because she thinks she knows everything at this point. But
She sure
she's
does.
like, you don't know. Talk what you don't know.
And I think it's a tap number, too.
Oh, for sure. It's a tap number. But the weird thing is that Yoda's not wearing any shoes. He just has taps on the bottom of his little Force Ghost feet. And he's really tearing it up.
They're the tops of soda pop bottles.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
Plugs them into his feet.
Or like Bantham milk bottles, the blue milk bottles.
Of course that's what it is.
Just tapping away, Yoda. There's going to be a really solemn moment, probably early on in the film, because they're going to need to address this.
Yeah.
And it's going to be called "Lay Me Down to Rest."
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh
and it's,
no.
And it's going to be very tastefully done.
Okay, good.
But they need to address it, right? So they're going to like say goodbye to General Leia Organa. Or is it Admiral at this point? I can't remember. But anyway, they need to address it. So she's just going to have a very peaceful, quiet goodbye.
Oh, good.
And then they're going to carry on with the rest of the story.
Okay.
Is that enough? Have I given you enough? I feel like I'm missing like a big opening number.
I think the opening number is like a recap song.
Oh, sure.
And it's called Chewbacca Time.
Gonna go Chewbacca in time.
Why was it Jamaican at the end of it?
Well, I mean, that's kind of how it sounds. Like, it's like Huey Lewis, a riff on Huey Lewis, who is clearly Jamaican, Patrick. Huey Lewis is 100%
little known fact.
Jamaican. Yeah.
Oh, no.
And then for the closing number, it'll be something really grand because this is the end of the Skywalker saga.
Yeah, of course.
And it's going to be called Saga Gaga. This is the last song in the show. Which seems to most people like it might be kind of obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the end of a saga. It's the last number in the show. But they really just want to drive it home, like this is the end.
Yeah. I'm Gaga for the saga. Is Lady Gaga going to do the credit version of that song?
Yes, but she's going to perform it as Allie from A Star Is Born. And A Star Is Born kind of relates to it too. So it all ties. It's all very symbiotic. It all ties together.
Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you for bearing with me as I basically gave Disney the best ideas ever for a Star Wars musical.
It's happening.
You're welcome, Disney. I can't wait to see Anthony of Agrabah's poster for this one. All right, Patrick, it's my turn.
Yas.
As we mentioned earlier in the episode, purple's big right now in Walt Disney World, right? It is like the color. We've got purple potion ears.
Yeah.
We've got purple food. We've got other purple merch. I don't know why, but purple's the color.
It's all the
for
rage.
2019.
Yeah.
What is the next color Walt Disney is going to choose, and how are they going to promote it in merchandise and food?
Oh, good question. I'm so glad you asked, because I actually have the answer to this.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
That was fast.
It's puce.
Oh, it's puce. Is what color is puce?
I have no idea.
Is it a blue? I want to say it's a blue.
Why not?
I just looked it up.
Yeah.
Thanks, Google. Puce is a dark red or purple-brown color, a brownish purple or a dark reddish brown. So, Patrick.
Yeah, I just puced right now.
Right out of the gate, you've chosen a very attractive color. Who doesn't love a dark purplish brown?
Everyone. I think everyone doesn't like that.
How, and what, and why are my questions. What is this going to be on? What foods are going to be served?
Yeah.
How are you going to merchandise this to the guests?
Well, their slogan's going to be, if it's not puce, I refuse.
Okay. So also an awful slogan, an awful color choice, and an awful slogan.
How very rude of you. No, there's going to be puce-colored popcorn.
Oh, dear.
Puce corn is what they're calling it.
Wait a minute now. Puce corn. What is going to give it the reddish-brown color is what I want to know, because gross.
I think a lot of chili flakes.
Okay. So not only is the color choice awful, but now you're giving guests pain along with the experience.
Yeah, it's a real roller coaster for the next year. There's going to be puce cream cones.
Yeah.
Which is cinnamon flavored, of course.
Okay, well, that sounds delightful.
Who doesn't want a puce cream corn?
So Patrick, basically right now you're like one for like three ideas. Like one's a good one. The puce cream corn. Wait, puce cream cone. Okay, I'm on board.
Of course, there's going to be the Instagram puce wall.
Oh,
right?
yeah, which I imagine will just be raw sewage running down a wall.
Yes.
And they'll be like, take a picture in front of it.
Absolutely. And then the puce de resistance.
Oh, no, come on.
I don't know what it's going to be, but I just wanted to say it.
could see this really taking off and being so popular that they just change it to an annual puce holder. You are now an annual puce holder.
Yep, a VI puce. So get ready. Get ready in 2020, the year of the puce.
Wow. I mean, who can't wait for that? The answer is me and everyone else. That will do it for this episode of Gays Do the D. Thanks for listening. Ratings and reviews are greatly appreciated and help people find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and Stitcher. Continue the conversation after the episode on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at GDTD Podcast, and on our website at gaysdothed.com. Submit your questions or show ideas to info@gaysdothed.com. Have a great week, everybody. See you real soon.